Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Blind Monk Show, episode number 7. I'm back after a couple of days of being out. I'm sorry about this. I was not feeling well. Now I'm good. Don't worry, it wasn't COVID. It was some rhino thingy. So now we're gonna start our studies by looking at BrainTrust, our good old friend. And something really fascinating happened here on the hourly, where there's like this big spike. You can see it here on the 5 minutes if you zoom in. It's like, hello, what happened? I mean, it's not much, it's like 4%, but like 4% over 5 minutes. If that is on the 5 minute chart, I can bet you if you drop on the minute, you would see it just happen instantly. So probably it was some flush. But the most interesting aspect is that if you look at the volume down here, that there is no volume. So even though this is probably one of the biggest amplitude of 4.7, 4 point, yeah, for let's say 5%, that's like 6. This is another 4. So here you have like 19,000, 14,000 contracts being exchanged. Here you have 14 at the same time. So I'm not very sold like on the idea that this means much, because like you can see here or here, even here, like there's a lot of volume being shared in these areas. I don't know what that means. It doesn't really feel very comfortable. I can see that there's a sitting order in this area. It's very confusing. I wanted to, just before I jump right into this, I wanted to go over what I said last time in the video right here. What I said that, if you look, this is the first, I said there was a big sitting order at 10.4. And you can see the first uptrust, the second movement. We get back into our charts. You can see this is the first one, this is the second one, and that's the third one. It did actually go 3 times, all the way to 10.382. So that wasn't the, I mean, I don't know. It looked like 10.4. It's not exactly 10.4. And then that thing just came down. So yeah, I mean, it makes me think that when I see a big order sitting in here and big order sitting here, that something is going to happen around these orders. And I think this is something you could abuse when you're working on these small coins if you want to scalp them. And it's probably the same thing when you're in the stock market, when you can look at the level 2 and try and take trades out of it. So to be fair, like as far as BrainTrust doesn't break higher highs, we still are in the same conversation that we were the previous time. Like, you know, let's just look at it again. This guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and if you go like further, this guy. None of these are broken, meaning that none of them, just to recap, this is the level. If it comes down, for it to break, it has to come up, return to it, build something, maybe go a little bit deeper, that's fine. But as long as it's like it goes up, it breaks. It's not doing that. You can look at it the other way around. For example, like, you know, this is a low, it came below it, came up, then just came beneath it. So this is still like kind of a general downtrend that is keep on happening in here, which is a bit curious, honestly, given that if you look at Bitcoin has been going up. So overall, the crypto market is it's a bit neutral. I don't know, it's a bit confused. It's like it wants to go, it's not. Yeah, like it's a funny thing. Usually when Bitcoin goes up, you see the whole market just flushing and like going green and everything. But that's not the case right here. We have a lot of gray areas. We have a couple of reds. I'm curious to see which one is red. CQT, no idea what that is. Oh. It's one of those movements where you like just stop wondering what the hell just happened. Anyway. Let's go back to Bitcoin. There's a very, very interesting pattern here. It could be worthy of looking at. So price comes up, and now it does your first high, then it does the slow, and it does a beautiful swing reversal over here. It comes up and down. Boom. This is your sell, essentially, with a target of this area here. Now that technically is not a reversal. This is not really the price going down. I think the price still is, it's still pretty much bullish. There's a chance of it wanting to test 52.9 here on the daily, because it just builds here. I remember here saying that I don't think it's gonna hold, but I was wrong, and then eventually it did this. This essentially says we're gonna go up. Then it went up. It just broke this level. Didn't even look back. Confirmed it with this like beautiful hammer. Came into this here and just like went bam. It's like, hello, I'm here. It's just knock at the door. Very powerful, very strong statement. So if Bitcoin wants to keep on going up, it just needs to make sure that if it's going to keep on coming down here, that it has to bounce. That's actually there's a very strong potential, because first of all, you have a lot of volume sitting here. Probably by the time the price come to it, the moving averages have caught up. And even if it didn't, we're pretty close to a potential, support, and these could be confirmed. Not to mention that I see like pretty interesting rectangle in this area being formed. Like this is a swing failure, sure, but You know, it's next we look at Ethereum. Oh, yeah. So the thing about Ethereum, this is kind of one of those configurations where you have, oopsie, sorry. You have this kind of channel, kind of, or like maybe a rising wedge, depending on how you draw it. Like if you want to be bearish, you're going to say, oh, look, there's a rising wedge here. Woo, it's going to go down. I don't know. Like it's you get this resistance here, and the price is coming into it, and it's like there's a lot of these pullbacks in here, which we can see in this area. But you know, the general trend is still upwards. Like we're making higher highs, higher lows. We're above the moving averages, and we're gonna come here and touch that. So what could very much happen right now is that it's gonna just come up to the upside. And if it does come up, the next target is gonna be around 3.9K. Is that the all-time high? No, it's not the all-time high. Yeah, we might come and touch the start of this leg, which, by the way, would be very interesting if you want to scalp it, because it'd be very interesting to take short here at 38.60. And the reason you want to take the short is because that's kind of an advanced setup where you have one leg, comes up, second leg. When this leg's happened, it confirms this one. The start of this leg is right here. So when that comes in, it confirms it. So here it's very attractive to kind of take short. You know that you might keep on we want to add, especially if it keeps on going up and now it just breaks the upside, then yeah, have the moving average to take as profit, something like that. But that would be contrarian. You gotta know what you're doing. I'm not saying this means a reversal. I'm just saying this is a very interesting entry for a potential short, you know, as a potential double top, etc. Because these guys happen. If these guys did not happen, I would have been, yeah, you know, gotta be careful. Yeah, this is actually pretty bullish from this perspective, so that's about it. Next, let's switch to the traditional markets. So that is very interesting. I keep on using the word interesting. This is so we're gonna look at the daily here, and what you can see on the daily is that the price, you know, this is the traditional markets. It's actually even easier to trade than cryptos because levels are respected. Like this level was respected, but not as much as this one. Yeah, this is a big level. There was a lot of volume here, and that volume just came up. And you can notice that it came up, came down, tested second time. When we go to the hourly, you can see that it just did this very strong movement, came down, reloaded one more time, and then it's like, whee, let's go. And when now it goes up, but there's a problem. Is that your 21 EMA moving average, the red moving average, is actually going down. So in reality, what could be happening instead is just this kind of downward trend. Sorry, I'm not drawing it the best way because I have this in my face. Something like that. Actually, never mind. That's the thing about drawing stuff on the chart. It's not the best things ever. I would personally have loved to take a short here because I would touch the moving average. It's called front running. You gotta know what you're doing here. Essentially, when you see this gap between your candles and the moving average, I would take a short here. And yeah, it's front running because I'm expecting it to go, and I know I'm going to be adding, which would have been the same thing I would have bought here. So if I didn't, you know, move my stop to break even here, which should not be the case, I would have to add and add and add, and then be like, oh, thank you gods, and I'm going to be break even. Anyway, advanced topics here in trading. But yeah, the fact, like, if you go back to technical analysis, this is not. It can be a bull reversal, but the market right now is open. It's been open for an hour, and it did this like gibberish over here. Sorry, it did the gibberish over here at the open. And now it's going down, and it's, you know, there's a potential for this to be the reversal needed to come down. And here's going to be your target. If you're a bull and you bought here, move to break even. This is very important. Just move to break even. There's just the next entry you can have on the daily, at least, is to wait for this candle to close, and you want to see what's going on. Like, is this candle going to take off this low or not? Where is it going to stop? Are we going to have, for example, a movement where you take a Fibonacci, and we're going to be stopping in these areas, you know, somewhere around the 61.8 to 78.6. That could be very interesting for a potential reversal to go up, because then you'd be betting that if you're coming one last time here, you want to go up and you want to break this downward trend. That's what you're looking as a bull. Otherwise, yeah, that thing here doesn't really look very comfortable. I wouldn't want to be on the long side because I feel like it could be dangerous. Last but not least, let's look at no, actually, you know what? I don't want to look at euro. I want to look at China, 050. Quite interesting. This is a typical formation that we did kind of see happening on Bitcoin when actually I was going the other way around, where you have this bottom over here, and you have it's a sort of a range. Oopsie, sorry. It's a sort of a rectangle range being born here. And you could see that first touch, second touch, third touch. I mean, you could consider this one to be a touch, this one to be a touch, if you want to go with an intermediary line. And this one being the rest of it. And now this is coming up. So it's a tricky area. It's coming up into a couple of things. It's coming up into these guys, it's coming up into the moving average, and it's coming up very strongly. It's not even pulling back. So there's a potential of this wanting to pull back. Oh, even look where this rectangle is happening, right? Oh my God, there's a lot of interesting areas here. Yeah, I mean, kind of. It's a region. It's not set in stone. And even if you took a moving average, oh my God, this is beautiful. Again, the 61.8. So this is a very interesting area where the price came down, up, down, up, down, up, but never made a lower low. Very important. Go back to BrainTrust. The problem with BrainTrust is that every time it made a low, it actually broke it. But by here, it's like, you're just holding one time, two times, three times. And now when that closes, this guy would close above these and these. Beautiful. We still have this one last one to be closed above. We close above this, we're good to go for an upward market on the China 15. Just wanted to speak about it because when I was reviewing on the different coins, I thought that was a pretty interesting setup, like very traditional, kind of similar to what you would have seen here, even though it's not the cleanest. Where you have this, but then again, this is what I'm trying to see in BrainTrust. I want to see this movement coming down, but I don't want it to come down all the way to here. If it comes down and breaks this, it's over. It's dead. I need to come up and then keep on going up. Similar to what we see here. Like, if you were to forget about what's going on here, you take this, you see it coming up, going down, building support, and then up, then we're up to the moon. So yeah, without further ado, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, leave something in the comments. I'm more than happy to discuss. If you want me to talk about something next time, if you want me to maybe look over a topic or something, just don't be shy. I'm happy. I'm just like, going with the flow and seeing how things go. So no further ado, I hope you guys had a great week. Wish you a great weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.